Hi, I'm Marlow Felton. Thanks for joining me. And my sidekick isn't here, and Maggie's over here chewing on a bully stick. So it's just me today. But I have a special presentation to talk to you about today, and that is acceptance. And it's from a recent blog that I posted on our website, Couples Money. And it's a concept that I learned years ago, how powerful it is. And that's acceptance. And you know, there's oftentimes things in our life that we don't like or that we wish that were different. And it's really easy to get caught up and stuck in resistance to those things, which means that you're angry, you're frustrated, or you know, one of those negative emotions that you might feel around this. And really what that does is it blocks our creativity. It makes us not open to opportunity and possibilities. So it's a really a state of mind that we don't want to be in. But as humans, and myself included, I found myself there many of times. And I have a story that I'm going to share with you of how I got out of that resistance, because we want to get out of resistance. And so by getting into acceptance to what it does is it helps us to shift emotionally away from all of the icky, the anger, the frustration, resentment, all those kinds of emotions we might be feeling. It helps us to shift away from that and to clear our minds so that we can be open to opportunities. And so years ago, Chris and I lived in a house that I absolutely hated. I hated this house because it was just dark and cold. And, you know, there were just a number of things that I was really unhappy with. It wasn't where I wanted to live. I didn't like the neighborhood. And, you know, there was a long list. And so I had this long list of frustration and icky feelings I had around this house. And one day I realized that I really needed to be in acceptance. The feelings I had around this house were not helping to move me forward. And so what I did is I shifted my attitude about the house, and I said, you know what, this is my house. I have to accept that this is my house, and I'm going to make the best of it. And at the time, we really didn't have a lot of money to move, obviously, or so I thought, or to really do any major redecorating or remodeling. So what I did is I went and got some paint, which is relatively cheap. I got a few gallons of paint, and I went around the house. I decluttered. I did some, really easy remodeling, and I painted, cleared away some things that were, blocking open spaces, opened up, the blinds, and really just made the best of the situation. And so I changed my attitude about the house. And I'll tell you that within 2 months of me doing that, we came up with a solution to move to another neighborhood. And so we left that house. We actually kept it and rented it out. And we moved to another neighborhood. And, it was life-changing because, I really, became more grateful for the house that we had. And I realized how powerful it was for me to accept where we were, accept the house, make the best of it. And it really cleared my mind to be open to the opportunity that we found that actually took us out of that neighborhood into a new house that we felt so much better about. And so, that's why I share that concept. That was the beginning of a major shift. And because we moved to that new house and our energy shifted, we enjoyed being in that house and that neighborhood much more. And it just started this momentum going, and it made me realize that I was really the one in control. I was in control. I was in the driver's seat of my life, and all I had to do was change my mind and change my perspective around how I felt about these things, and that I could make choices that could change my life. And I wasn't going to be open to those if I wasn't in acceptance to what was, and I wasn't open to possibilities. So that's exactly what happened. and it changed my life. So hopefully you can gain something from this concept of acceptance. So if there's something that you don't like in your life, really think about how you could be in more acceptance so you can get out of resistance, be open to opportunities, and you can change your life. So thanks for joining me. And Chris and I will be back again next week to share some more thoughts with you. Have a great weekend.